Okay, this is from an XJ6. This is a compressor bracket from an XJ6. And look, it mounts, or will mount, beautifully. You saw in the previous video I did have to drill a hole. That's okay, but the distance here is fine. The only thing I'm going to find out is I'm going to put this bracket onto the engine block, hang this on there, and see how these line up, whether one of these lines up with the pulley. If not, then I'm going to have to space it one way or the other, you know, put it back, move it forward. I don't know yet. I may have to again modify this bracket, I don't know, simply because if this needs to be on this side, the bracket fouls part of the casing, and obviously I'm not going to modify the casing of the compressor. I will have to modify the bracket, which is why I'm doing all this crap now. In case you're wondering about the bolts, they are my grade 8 collection. I think I paid around $100 for this whole lot, and it's come in extremely handy. Fasteners Inc. is where I got it from. There's their phone number. I don't know where they're located. Does it tell me? Oh look, $99.99. I told you it was about $100. 420 pieces. Locking flange nut, yellow zinc. Fasteners Inc. Flange bolts. That's all it says. But they're grade 8 as far as I'm aware. I'm saying that now and I'm wondering. Oh yes, they are. Look, it says it on the bloody label if I care to read it. They're all grade 8. So that's good and strong to hold the weight of this compressor. I'm going to have to figure out whether or not I want to make up another bracket of some description. Of course I've got this here that I don't need, but bugger all I can do about that. Well, no, that's not true, is it? I could cut it and remove that, but I got a feeling what I'm gonna do, I got a feeling deep inside, oh yeah. Who sung that? I may use this to retain the wires. Or wire. Looks like there's only one wire on this compressor. Well, maybe I can use it to make a hose bracket or something for the hoses that will come off of here. Maybe some kind of bracket. I don't know. That's down the road. But first, I've now got to put this onto the car and see how it lines up. Let's go see. Okay, there's the bracket there. Looks like it's a room, doesn't it? Surprisingly, there's not. Ooh, lost me light. Come on, come back. This light is heading for the trash. Hang on. Sorry about that. Right, so it looks like that's a room. So I'm reaching in through the front here with the compressor and not a lot of room to get it to where I need to get it to. Because the washer bottle is kind of in the way. Now, could I do it without moving the washer bottle? Yeah, probably, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna take the washer bottle out and the bracket, and then that'll give me more room to furk around to get the compressor in there. And I also have to be wary that I've got to put in the alternator. So the alternator will reside about here. The compressor, I want to hold it up higher. Boy, is this going to be fun. Okay, let me get the compressor in there, get that washer bottle out of the way, which is a shame because I put washer liquid in it. And then See what room I've got. Might be a little tight. As long as it doesn't hit, we should be okay. Okay, hit the first little snag. This was great, you know, but the compressor is too far this way. It hits the side of the inner wing, and I'm not going to modify that. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to move the mounting holes that way, further in, and to try and give me a bit more leeway, I'm going to have to try and trim this off here, because currently I can't tilt it, in other words bring the compressor up, because this hits the compressor. So I really need to trim this off, and let's face it, I don't really need it anyway. So move the holes further in, and then decide how much of this to trim off, maybe even trim off some of this. It's going to be a bit of a challenge, this, but let's start with moving the holes in, still allowing me enough room. That's going to be the fun thing, to make sure that I don't foul everything. Not quite sure what kind of view you're getting there, but yeah, moving those holes inwards. Let's do that and see where we go. Okay, I moved it in to there first of all, and then I thought, no, that's lowering it because it was originally at this level. So I'm going to go for this level here. I'll probably have to modify the top here, but that's okay. I'll put some strength into the bracket once I've got the bracket how I want it, and I've chopped all the bits off that I don't want, and I'll probably end up chopping some of this off as well, but I haven't decided yet. It's a work in progress, guys. Okay, modification number 1. This piece has been removed. Next, I'm going to remove this once I've decided the same angle that's here, because I want to keep it the same. And I will also transfer that then to the back and trim that off the same. Not that the back matters, but I'm going to do it anyway. Then I've got to try and figure out, I've got to get that hole there. I'm going to put a hole in here in the right place. So that'll be another little challenge. I don't have a lot of engineering tools, so I kind of have to wing it a bit with my little engineer's square, rulers and pencils and pens and logic, and figuring that it doesn't have to be precise. So let's get this one trimmed off. Okay, trim number 2. That was a little more awkward to get to because this got in the way and that got in the way. So I had to go at a bit of an angle, but I'll clean that up. Next is to trim this one off. Okay, and that's that piece finally cut off. And I tell you what, when them sparks come off, burnt straight through my gloves. Made a bloody great hole in them. Not surprising. And to protect my body, because I did burn a hole in my shirt previously, I put my welding jacket on backwards. And so in other words, the back was at the front. That seemed to work rather well. Now I just got to wait for this to cool down, and then I'm going to be drilling that other hole, and we'll take it from there. Oh, in order to drill that hole, because it's awkward, got one of these. Very fucking useful. And it's got enough guts to do it too. That's what I like about it. It's got enough power. I think this is only a 12 M12 CP 1.5. I think it's a 12, I want to say 12 volt. I'm not sure. It goes up to 3/8 as well. Fortunately I'm not up that high. So give this a while to cool down. You won't notice the difference, but I will. Alright, you can see I've got that hole pretty much as close to the corner as I can get it. However, I've just realised something. This is double layered, so that could cause me a problem. I may have to cut out more than, you know, somehow in here. That would be bloody awkward to get that out. Oh well, gotta do what I gotta do. So I guess I'm going to be drilling from this side and see where it goes. I may end up having to kind of cut this piece out somehow. That would not be easy. Ho-hum, the joys of modifying. Okay, because of the awkward way I had to drill that second hole there, it's wandered off a bit. And as I expected, it's trying to dig into here. I think my only choice at this moment is to cut this down here, cut this down here and along there, and then grind this all out, then strengthen it again afterwards. Not sure how yet, but I'll figure that out. So that's what I'm going to do now, is I'm going to cut down there, cut across there, get this out of the way so that I can get the bolt through there, and then re-strengthen it somehow. I mean, I don't need this bit up here, so I mean, maybe I'll cut this off and bring it in closer. Holes I need is that one, and that one. Let's get on and modify. Well, in order to be able to clean this up properly, I've had to take this end piece off. Not that that's a big deal. I can re-weld that if need be. The only reason I might re-weld it is to put a strength piece in across the top, but I'm gonna have to see how that goes. I will figure out strengthening levels and deal with that. But this hole is definitely not in the right place. It does need to come out more. So I'm going to be doing that. Probably making an elongated hole and then sort it out. Such fun.